These are 3 things God has done to a narcissist during his lifetime, and these are perfect for those who are cruel. Curious about the repercussions narcissists face from a divine perspective. Wondering if God ever delivers punishment for their actions. These questions may leave you bewildered and frustrated as you strive to heal and move forward, while it appears narcissists continue their lives unscathed by any divine justice. In this captivating episode, we delve into the spiritual dimension and explore the intricate relationship between narcissism and divine intervention. We shed light on 3 crucial aspects that offer insights into this complex issue. If you're intrigued by the intersection of spirituality, religion, and narcissism, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps raise awareness about the pervasive effects of narcissistic abuse. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. When considering how God deals with narcissists, the first aspect involves stripping them of their sources of power and admiration. For instance, a narcissistic parent who once exerted control and manipulation over their children may find themselves completely isolated, cut off from their offspring. As the children mature and recognize the narcissism in their parent, they make the courageous decision to sever ties in order to protect their own well-being. The narcissist is left utterly powerless, stripped of their control and influence. Everything they once boasted about is mercilessly taken away. I have witnessed this profound transformation within my own family, specifically with my paternal grandfather, who was an extreme narcissist. He held a distorted view of his superiority and relished in instilling fear within the family. However, reality has unfolded in a remarkably different manner. He has now become a frail, aged man, consumed by overwhelming loneliness and remorse. His children, who have themselves developed narcissistic tendencies, show no concern for his well-being. He clings desperately to memories of his past glory, stubbornly holding on to a delusional fantasy that he can no longer sustain. The eternal youth and power he once envisioned have crumbled, shattered by the harsh realities of life. Instead of a gift, his prolonged existence has become an incessant source of suffering. God's intervention often follows a similar trajectory for narcissists. Gradually, their sources of power and admiration are stripped away, leaving them in a state of desolation. The people and circumstances that once fed their inflated ego are taken from them. A divine pruning, so to speak. This process serves as a broader perspective, an acknowledgement that God grants narcissists a lengthy life not as a reward, but rather as a means of penance. Each passing day serves as a relentless reminder of the emptiness they perpetuated and the pain they inflicted upon others. The way in which God addresses narcissists takes another intriguing path, allowing them to reside in an eternal state of dissatisfaction and misery. For narcissists, nothing ever proves sufficient. They yearn for more, their desires unquenchable. It's as if an unfillable void exists within, incessantly draining away whatever they possess. This profound lack of gratitude extends even to themselves, as they continuously feel incomplete. Such sentiments originate from unresolved traumas that, while faced by many individuals, are often addressed and overcome. Narcissists, however, project their own feelings of inadequacy outward, targeting those who provide them with attention and validation. Driven by this projection, they insist on changes from others, alterations in appearance, weight, behavior, or contributions to their lives. Alas, no matter how diligently one strives to meet their demands, the goalposts perpetually shift. This happens because their insecurities and shame shield them from acknowledging their own flaws, rendering them oblivious to their own issues. Instead, they relentlessly expect others to fulfill their unrealistic and ever-changing expectations. Consequently, God permits them to exist in a perpetual state of discontent, impairing their capacity to find genuine peace and joy. Although fleeting moments of gratification may be derived from materialistic pursuits, they are transitory, akin to a weak and fleeting high. Their hankering for novelty and difference endures, obstructing any chance of experiencing stability. Genuine love, care, and steadfastness elude them, even when readily extended. Their inner void impedes the acceptance of such emotions, enmeshing them in a lower frequency of existence, disconnected from the interwoven fabric of life. Their very existence turns parasitic, defined by survival instincts and predatory behavior. Each passing day unravels them further until, ultimately, they dissipate. God's involvement in this process permits them to confront their ceaseless dissatisfaction and wretchedness. Their relentless pursuit of more never culminates in peace or fulfillment. Their life evolves into an unceasing cycle of chasing ephemeral highs, offering no lasting solace. This cycle becomes their retribution, leaving them isolated with their discontented selves, an unyielding fate they struggle to endure. Furthermore, divine intervention encompasses the exposure of narcissists. Despite their skill in concealing their true nature, God holds the power to unveil their deceitful facades. Their webs of lies and manipulative schemes are laid bare, leaving them vulnerable and defenseless. Stripped of their illusions, they confront public scrutiny and endure isolation, stripped of customary sources of validation. Exposed to the world, they find themselves adrift, weighed down by the consequences of their actions and falsehoods. The third phase of how God handles narcissists encompasses the granting of numerous opportunities and time for change. God, as a compassionate and merciful entity, is not a harsh judge who relishes in punishment. The narcissist is presented with various pathways to recognize the need for transformation and take control of their actions. Throughout this process, their free will is respected, and they are given ample chances to make the right choices. However, when they consistently reject self-reflection, evade responsibility, and refuse to acknowledge their wrongdoing, the consequences of their behavior become inevitable. This principle is apparent in your personal interactions with the narcissist. You extended forgiveness, understanding, and opportunities for their growth. You cared for them deeply, embracing their flaws. Yet, rather than seizing the chances presented to them, they instead abused your kindness, exploiting your compassion. They turned your goodness against you, waging a destructive battle against the very benevolence you extended. Their refusal to accept help and their commitment to harmful conduct have led them down a path of self-destruction, prioritizing immediate material gratification over authentic love and genuine personal transformation. The narcissist consistently rejects love and the potential for true change. Consequently, they find themselves trapped in a cycle of repeated destructive patterns, their rigid stubbornness hindering any personal evolution. Operating under the illusion of godlike control over the fate of others, they cling to their delusions. The universe allows this, knowing that their eventual downfall will be more devastating the higher they attempt to ascend. Their own demise becomes their punishment, as the foundation of their distorted reality crumbles. It is in hitting rock bottom that they face their ultimate reckoning. It is important to emphasize that God's approach is not punitive in nature. God offers abundant opportunities for transformation. The narcissist's self-destructive tendencies eventually lead them to their own demise. Their downfall is a consequence of their own making. Though they may appear to prosper temporarily, their ultimate destruction is fueled by their own growth, as their decline is proportionate to the height of their delusions. To summarize, God's response to narcissists involves the provision of numerous opportunities, the removal of their sources of supply, the experience of dissatisfaction, and exposure to reality. Their journey often leads them to self-imposed isolation, where they face the consequences they have brought upon themselves. This process is not a cruel form of punishment, but rather an encounter with the accumulated karma they have chosen to accrue.